Hi, guys, and welcome to our WWE Elimination Chamber 2024 prediction video. Yes, I'm back with Callum once again, and we are back with our prediction video for the next pay-per-view of 2024 after the Royal Rumble, which usually comes in February, which usually is the Elimination Chamber. And what's special about this year's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is that we are heading to Australia. Yes, the land down under. Yes, we are heading back to Australia. It's the first pay-per-view in Australia, I think, since Super Showdown 2018, I think. That was a good show. Remember watching that 5 years ago. We had AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, and the main event, Undertaker and Triple H. It was a really fun show. So yes, 5 years later, we are back with Elimination Chamber. It's taking place in a pretty big open stadium. About 60,000 people, I think, give or take, will be there. So it's one of the biggest Elimination Chamber shows we've probably ever had in terms of arena size. So, yeah, Callum, are you looking forward to Elimination Chamber Perth, as it's called?
Yeah, always. I think the Elimination Chambers, I think I said it for the Royal Rumble as well. It's up there with one of my favorite kind of match stipulations. Just seeing, there's nothing else like it in terms of stipulations. So I think, it's usually very exciting, very good matches, very hard hitting. So yeah, I'm very excited and excited that here in the UK, it's going to be starting at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Woo!
We don't have to stay till 1 a.m. to wait for it to start and be up until 4 a.m. No, 10 a.m. sharp start for us. And then we're gonna have our whole day afterwards. Oh, brilliant. Can't wait.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely is. We get to have a nice early morning pay-per-view. Woo! Makes a nice change. Okay, then. So on the card, we have only four matches. Yeah, two of them are elimination chamber matches, which can go very, very long. I was hoping for maybe at least one or two more, but still, if it's going to be like a short and sweet 2.5 hour, 3 hour show, I'm fine with that. So yeah. Okay, then let's get started. Then, so the first match we have, well, we might as well start off with it. Yes, she's on the poster. Of course, she is. It's she's going performing back in her home country. Yes, we have a singles match for the Women's World Championship. So yes, we have Rhea Ripley defending her belt, going up against Nia Jax. So I think they've been teasing this match for quite a while. Back when Nia Jax first came back, didn't she like attack Rhea? Um, and then we had that fatal five way at Crown Jewel, which Nia was in, but she didn't get pinned, I don't think. But yeah, she's demanded her singles match with Rhea, and now we've got it. Um, yeah, it should be a fun, fine, I don't know, 10, 15-minute match. I reckon Rhea will probably not, Nia will dominate a lot of it, maybe, and Rhea's like trying to like be winded, but I reckon obviously Rhea's going to get a massive pop from the home country crowd. Um, and it's pretty obvious who's going to win this. Rhea Ripley. There's not a lot to say here. She's definitely going into WrestleMania as women's champion. Yeah, Nia Jax. It should be fun. I think Nia Jax might come close here and there, but I think Rhea's going to hit a massive riptide, maybe from like the top rope or something, a big spot. Wham! Massive riptide on Nia Jax. One, two, three. Pretty straightforward. Callum?
Yeah, exactly the same. I mean, I think Nia Jax been booked pretty well since she come back. I think she hasn't been given much opportunity to let's say injure anyone. I guess had that pretty good match with Becky where she won
Mm-hmm.
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, the feud with Rhea's actually been pretty decent. Probably one of Rhea's best feuds as champion, I would say. Okay, well, I mean, it's not really difficult because she hasn't had loads of exceptional feuds since she
Mm,
won the title.
mm,
But obviously, we're assuming she's going to hold it until WrestleMania and possibly face who we might talk about later for the Women's Chamber. And so yeah, she's going to beat, and she can't lose in her home country as well. Vince
yeah.
isn't at the a wheel anymore when he used to make
Mm,
people lose in their home countries. So
yeah.
I'm fairly certain Rhea is obviously going to retain, take it to WrestleMania, and then we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, pretty much. So it should be a fun match. But yeah, we're both in agreement. Rhea Ripley retains. Okie dokie. Let's continue then with a tag team match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Yes, we have the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest defending their belts, going up against the New Catch Republic.
Is that what they're calling themselves?
It's a new name. What's wrong with British strong style or mustache? Oh, I can't be Mustache Mountain, can it? Because that was Trent Seven. Anyway, so yes, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I mean, I'm chuffed because Callum knows I'm a massive Tyler Bate fan, and I'm very happy to see him make his main roster debut, teaming up with his old buddy Pete Dunne because they go way back, all the way from UK Championship Wrestling, and like British Strong Style and all that. So I'm so glad to see these two together with a big tag team match against the Judgment Day. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the Judgment Day's first defense in like months on a pay-per-view? When was their last pay per view?
Um,
When was their last pay per view defense? Was it Fastlane Payback? Oh my god!
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, anyway, should be a really fun match. I think this is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, pull off all the usual tricks. Um, Callum, you obviously I started with the last one, so yes, go ahead. Who's winning?
Well, firstly, it's obviously nice for Pete Dunne to now be referred to as Pete Dunne again, not as Butch, because obviously since he had there was an episode of SmackDown where he was Butch, something happened, and he went out for 2 weeks, and he came back as Pete Dunne. So at least that's been corrected.
Thank you, Triple H.
Yeah. So I mean, to be honest, I think it would be pretty cool if Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate won this match, but I think the Judgment Day are going to retain. Because I think the direction they're heading is probably Awesome Truth. The Miz and R-Truth, since they're kind of in a bit of a feud with them, I'm assuming that'll end up being like a WrestleMania match between, for the tag titles, and then, maybe the Miz and R-Truth do in fact win, the tag titles from the Judgment Day. That's the vision I see of them doing right now. And obviously that would mean the Judgment Day would have to beat Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. But I do think it's going to be a really, really good match. Like Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne have had some amazing matches together. Finn Balor has had some really amazing matches. Damian Priest is pretty decent as well. So I reckon it's going to be a really, really good match, actually. But I am going for the Judgment Day to retain their titles.
I'm just thinking, this card does seem very predictable. And I think we need a bit of a somewhere. Otherwise, it's just a bit of a predictable show. And I think it's a big Australia show. We need a big babyface pop. Well, we probably will get that in one of the chamber matches. Ooh, am I going to go crazy and predict Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate? Because we need a fresh change. Those tag team belts have been booked so badly. I mean, it's not obviously not Finn Balor and Damian Priest's fault. And Brew, go on, Callum. Actually, F it. I'm gonna go Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I may be wrong, but I think we need a big shock on this show. And that'll be a huge pop. And I think if Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate go to WrestleMania as tag team champs, that would be amazing. And maybe we get like a big triple threat fatal four with DIY come in. You said R-Truth and Miz, maybe. But yeah, I do think probably Judgment Day are the heavy favourites here. But I'm going to go for a big win for Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Come on, boys. Oh, what have I done? I've just cost myself a point there in the prediction league. Oh well, you got to go. You got to go with your heart sometimes. Oh, okay. Next up, we have the two Elimination Chamber matches. So yes, we'll start off with the women's Elimination Chamber match, and this is for a women's World Championship match at WrestleMania 40. Yes, the components are Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and yet to be announced. There's a Battle Royal last chance thing on Raw. I know Shayna Baszler and what's her name? Something Zoe Stark's in it. Well, I don't know. They're not winning, are they? So I mean, they might get put in the match, but they're not winning. So yes, I think the two heavy favourites here, I think, are Becky and Liv Morgan. I think they're the strong favourites. Becky and Rhea Ripley already had a confrontation at WrestleMania 40 kickoff. That's kind of just spoiled it, I think. People say Liv Morgan has a big chance. Her big comeback revenge tour on Rhea Ripley, she's calling it. because obviously she's got a lot of history with Rhea Ripley. Ooh. And this one's a bit tricky too, because I think you could make a good prediction for either Liv or Becky. Ooh. Um, ooh. I'm going to say Becky. Yeah, I think Becky. I don't think they had that promo battle at the WrestleMania kickoff show for them to just go, nah, Liv Morgan. I think it'd be Becky. So yeah, I think that's what they're going to go with. Becky Lynch, and she wins in a really fun chamber match, and she challenges Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 40. Yeah, Callum.
Yeah, I kind of wish they hadn't done the whole standoff between them at the kickoff because that makes it slightly more predictable in a sense, unless they're trying to lead us down the path of making us think it's going to be Becky Lynch when actually it's going to be Liv or someone else. I suppose in a way, I actually personal preference would prefer it to be Liv. I just think in like Becky has been around for so has Liv to be fair, but Becky's been at the top for for a long time. Liv Morgan had the SmackDown Women's Championship 2 years ago almost, and had a kind of run with it. I don't know. I just kind of think Rhea is the person who injured her. Well, she was injured, but kayfabe, she'd injured her. Sent her away, so it would make sense. But I feel like they are just pushing Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley too much for it to be anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Becky Lynch as well because I feel like this is a predictable outcome.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I think we're both going with Becky Lynch. Although if Liv Morgan won, I don't think anyone would have any complaints because Liv Morgan getting a revenge against Rhea would be a good story to tell for WrestleMania. But I think we think Becky and Rhea is probably the bigger match because Becky's the much bigger star. But we'll see. We'll see. Right then. Okay, on to the men's Elimination Chamber match. Yes, for a World Heavyweight Championship match. So basically the winner will face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. So we have Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, LA9. Sounded like a freaking...
That sounded like cats scratching on a whiteboard to me of it from back here. It was like...
I sounded like a rooster. Okay. Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. So yes, so all these men won like a tournament to be in this. Well, not a tournament, like a just contender series, basically qualifying matches to be in this match. When I look at those contenders, I think there's only really one there that stands out in my opinion. I think there's a heavy favourite for this one, but Callum, you start. Who is winning this, and who's going on to face Seth at WrestleMania?
It kind of feels like the same thing with Becky, really, doesn't it? It's Drew McIntyre has been coming out for I mean, he had that thing with Seth before when Seth beat him. I think was it twice Seth beat him. And then obviously, Drew's come out. He's really hot with the crowd at the moment. With the whole CM Punk shirt and the tombstones him or Punk's WrestleMania main event. It obviously makes sense for Drew McIntyre to be the one to beat Seth, and then when CM Punk comes back, obviously Drew's the one with the title, and then CM Punk takes it off Drew. I just can't. I can't really imagine it being anybody else. Other than Drew McIntyre, to be honest. Again, and there's been rumors that he has signed a new contract now or hasn't yet, but it is probable that he's going to. So they've obviously made him some kind of assurances and promises, and I'm guessing maybe a night one main event. Well, actually, probably not. No. Against Seth Rollins might be on the cards for him and a championship victory in front of a crowd. So I think Drew McIntyre's going to be the victor in the men's chamber.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you've just said. You couldn't have summed it up better. I couldn't sum it up better, really. Drew's the heavy favourite. When you look at everyone else, Randy Orton, I don't think so. Bobby Lashley, nah. LA Knight, maybe you could make a case for LA Knight, but I think, and a lot of other people think, is he's going to go up against Logan Paul at WrestleMania. You've got Kevin Owens, probably not, and Logan Paul, who's US champion, so he's not going to face Seth, is he? So I think LA Knight and Logan Paul will probably have a face-to-face in the match, and I think that'll tease their match for WrestleMania. So yeah, Drew's the just stands out as the heavy favorite, and he finally gets his WrestleMania moment in front of a massive arena, which he's been waiting what at this point like 4 or 5 years for now. So poor guy. So yeah, the only problem is his match of Seth. It won't main event night one because we all know what's going to main event night one. So it's going to be announced, isn't it? The tag. Anyway, we'll get to that. So I feel a bit bad for Seth and Drew because it kind of undermines their match. But anyway, we'll get to that in our Mania prediction video in late March. But yeah, okay. So yes, like a pretty predictable show. Even though I've gone for a bit of a swerve with a British strong style. Come on, Pete Dunne. Come on, Tyler Bates. Maybe Trent Seven comes out makes the save. Oh, a lot. Where's Trent Seven?
Fairly certain Trent Seven's not with the company anymore, is he?
You could. I mean, Triple H loves British strong style, so maybe he just comes back.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. Maybe. Okay. So yes, last the match is done, but we're not finished yet. Of course, there is a Grayson Waller effect. Grayson Waller, Australian. I'm sure he'll get a big pop as well, even though he's a heel. I don't think he will get a pop. I think he'll get booed even by Australian fans because he's such a horrible heel. But anyway, yes. So the Grayson Waller effect. We've got Cody and Seth. Cool. I mean, that's worth getting flown all the way across the planet for a promo segment. Yeah, well, I'm sure they're getting paid very handsomely, Seth and Cody. But anyway, what do you think this is gonna? Do you think they're going to announce the WrestleMania tag team match with The Rock and Roman for night one? Do you think that's what this is going to lead to? Go on,
Callum. We've had that promo video for WrestleMania where it's literally. Like it literally looks like it's it's showing you that there is going to be a tag team match between Rock and Roman and Seth and Cody. So I imagine, I don't know if they would fly Cody, Seth, Rock, and Roman all the way over to Australia for a Grayson Waller effect. But you could, maybe I don't know, maybe they're talking about the Rock and Roman. And they come out, they have a big stare down or something. It said something, because they're obviously going to want something big, at such a big, stadium as the Elimination Chamber. So I imagine a big stare down, maybe even a little brawl between Rock, Roman, Seth, and Cody would be, quite a big thing to see on the Elimination Chamber. So I don't know. I mean, they're obviously going to talk about it. There isn't really anything that Cody and Seth are going to talk about together, other than the Rock and Roman. So it is obviously going to be about that. It's just whether or not they're going to be there and what's going to happen, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll just be setting up, I assume, like you said, the match with the Rock and Roman for the main event of night one. Poor Seth. It just completely devalues his belts like that. A tag team match. I know it's the Rock and Roman, but it just his belts not even main event night one. Oh, poor Seth. Anyway, but at least Seth will main event night one. But not,
yeah,
not his title, which is meant to be the heavyweight title. Anyway, okay. I don't think the Rock and Roman will be there. I think it's just going to be Cody and Seth. But I mean, we'll see. But right then, another. Let's just before we finish. This guy, he's having a title match on Raw before. Against Jey Uso defending his IC belt. I would have preferred that at the show, but from what I've heard, apparently Gunther's US citizenship, so he can't leave the US for another few months or something.
I think something like 3 months after you've got citizenship or something like that. I don't know how it makes sense, to be honest.
That sucks. Although he did wrestle in Saudi last year, but I guess maybe that was before. So it does suck, but yeah, maybe that will lead towards a Gunther and Uso rematch, something at WrestleMania, maybe. Although I think Jimmy will probably cost Jey the match, and then we'll get Jimmy and Jey at WrestleMania. I think anyway. Any other feuds or programs? There's not yet. No,
I was going to say, the women's chamber obviously still has that blank spot left, and apparently the blank spot was going to go to Jade Cargill because she was going to win a last, like a last chance battle royal. But then apparently that was scrapped for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Because Jade Cargill came and had a really good showing at the Rumble, and I don't. Maybe they thought let's put her in the chamber, and then someone thought, well, actually, maybe we don't think she's ready yet. Because I don't know.
I think they've done that because they don't want her to take a pin yet, because she wouldn't win because I don't think she'd get a title.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
I think they've done that so she doesn't take a pin this early. So because she wouldn't win. So I don't know. but she'll definitely be at WrestleMania in some capacity with Bianca Belair. So yeah,
That's possible. I suppose you could. I suppose you could have just. You could have set. You know, you could have tried to set it up in the chamber, couldn't you? I suppose. I'm excited to see Tiffany Stratton though, because I'm
oh
quite.
yeah.
You know, she came backstage actually, and Jade Cargill stood up to her. So Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill seem to be having something teased between them as well. That might be a pretty good match. I'm getting really high on Tiffany Stratton at the moment. But anyway, I
Dance the
do.
night away. Come on, dance, dance the night away. Come on, Tiffany. Right. You know exactly what I'm referencing. Right. Okay then, dear boy. So
Yes, I know what you
yes.
mean.
Right. Well, that concludes our elimination, but quite a short and sweet prediction video. But like I said, there's not a whole lot to talk about. But still, it should be a very fun, exciting show in Australia next weekend. And looking, like I said, we're looking all of us here in the UK. We're looking forward to watching it nice and early in the morning. So yes, me and Callum will be back for the big one. Yes, probably my favorite prediction video of the year to do, and obviously our longest. Our last few have been like an hour long, but yes, our WrestleMania 40 prediction video. Ooh, probably in late March. We'll do that one at least a week before WrestleMania 40. So, woo, that's gonna be a long one, guys. So make sure you get your popcorn for that one. So yes, guys, I'll be back with a Elimination Chamber review probably next weekend. But yeah, thank you for joining me, Callum. It's been a pleasure as always. And I'm Callum back with our WrestleMania 40 come March. So thank you for watching, guys. I've got a sneeze coming. 1 second. Excuse me. Oh God. Oh God. It's all falling apart. Ah. So we hope you all enjoy Elimination Chamber, guys, and we'll see you all next month for WrestleMania. Woo!